4 days ago, DeepSeek pushed a repository. Right now, it has 137,000 stars. It crossed 50,000 stars in about 12 hours. The previous record holder took 84 days to reach 200,000. The entire pitch is 4 words, and they are printed on the repository page. Everything is a plugin. Model adapters, tools, skills, sessions, sandboxes, storage, scheduling, the interface, each one a plugin. That was the demo the write-ups ran, and it is a good demo. But the coverage stopped at the plugins, because one line further down the README points elsewhere. Powered by Cordis, and Cordis is not DeepSeek's. Different organization, different maintainers, a separate repository, created in May of 2022. 4 years and 3 months before the harness existed, when the category it now serves did not exist yet. It was built to run chatbots, Discord servers, QQ groups, rooms where people install a plugin and rip it out. Today, it sits just under 5,000 stars. The thing standing on it has 27 times as many. So here is the question this video is built around. Why is a Frontier Labs coding agent running on a chatbot's kernel? Here is the repository, MIT, licensed, and one line of description, which happens to be the least helpful sentence in modern software. Meta framework of spatiotemporal composability. Hold on to that phrase because it is hiding something real. Before we unpack it, look at who wrote it. Of 550 commits, 537 come from a single handle. The next contributor down has 7. By any reasonable reading, this is one person's framework. It is not a busy project either. Over the last 52 weeks, it took 73 commits, roughly 1.5 a week, on the thing now sitting under the most starred launch of the year. The lineage is checkable in one file. Open the core package of a chatbot framework called Koishi, and its dependency list names Cordis outright. Its context object is a Cordis context. You do not have to take a blog post word for it. It is written into the manifest. Koishi has been going since December of 2019, sits near 6,000 stars, and calls itself a cross-platform chatbot framework made with love. Its topic tags read Discord, Telegram, Matrix, Fishu, a hobby ecosystem, and the place all of this came from. So the chain runs backwards like this. A Frontier Labs coding agent stands on a plugin kernel, which was extracted from a chatbot framework, which was written for group chats. There is one more thread worth pulling. The profile of the handle behind most of Cordis now lists DeepSeek as its company, and the GitHub organization the harness was staged from was registered about 11 weeks before any of this went public. Then there is the detail that tells you the whole thing was choreographed. 84 minutes before the harness repository appeared, a paper was pushed into that same Cordis organization. It is titled A Programming Paradigm for Spatiotemporal Composability by Yifan Shi, Wei Zhang, and Tianyi Cui, out of Peking University and DeepSeek. Tianyi Cui is also the largest single contributor to the harness itself. The paper defines the phrase in one sentence each. Temporal composability, the ability to completely revert a component's side effects upon removal. Spatial composability, the ability to declare and reactively manage the dependencies between components. 2 sentences of theory, and the entire harness rests on them. Strip the vocabulary and you get 2 promises. Pull a plugin out, and everything it did comes out with it. And a plugin can declare what it needs, then wake up when that thing arrives. So why would a lab building a coding agent care? The harness explains the answer in 5 ideas. A plugin registers things. A context is a repository of services. A plugin declares what it injects. Services talk through typed events, and every registration is a reversible effect, which lets their architecture document say something most frameworks cannot. There is no privileged core to patch. You extend the harness by mounting a plugin beside the others, and every registration unwinds when its plugin unloads. And here the chatbot and the coding agent turn out to be the same shape, not similar. The same 3 hard problems, in the same order, and a group chat hit all 3 about a decade earlier. 1. The session outlives the capability. A group chat runs for months, a coding session runs for hours, and in both cases the thing on top has to survive the pieces underneath being replaced. 2. Capabilities arrive and leave in the middle. Koishi's console has a marketplace where you add a plugin, disable it, and remove it with the bot still running. That is not a feature they built for the launch. It has been the normal way to use it for years. 3. State has to survive the swap. If a plugin leaves a listener behind, or a half-registered service, or a timer nobody owns, you do not get a crash. You get a bot that behaves strangely 2 days later. Solve those 3, and you get what is sitting in the harness repository right now, 219 packages. File system, shell, editor protocol, sandboxes, search, storage, scheduling, subagents, and the agent loop itself is one of them. The sharpest proof of how cheap that made things is two packages the roadmap never had to include. One reads your existing Claude code hook configuration. One reads your Codex configuration. Wire protocol bridges to the two competitors as plugins on day one. The ecosystem noticed faster than the commentary did. 5,840 public repositories already carry the plugin topic. And on the Cordis side, 15 issues and pull requests in the 224 days before the launch, against 37 in the 3.5 days since. Now, DeepSeek did not simply install this from NPM, they copied the source into their own repository, renamed it into their own namespace, pinned an exact commit, and kept a log of every change they made to it. The log runs to 18 numbered entries. Entry 6 is the one worth reading twice. It closes 3 reentrant disposal gaps in the lifecycle code. That is the bug you hit when a plugin is being torn down while it is still setting itself up, and you only meet it after years of unloading things under load. Entry 15 is stranger and better. It ports a pull request from the Cordis repository that is still open upstream. They read somebody's unmerged patch, decided it was correct, and shipped it inside DeepSeek's own agent before the project that wrote it had merged it. So put the two numbers on one screen. 137,000 stars for the harness, just under 5,000 for the framework doing the composing. 27 times over, and a star count measures how many people looked, not how much engineering is underneath. Here is where I land. The plugin kernel was not the hard part of agent engineering, and DeepSeek proved it by refusing to write one. The loop, the tools, and the context work are theirs, and those are the actual product. The runtime was plumbing, already solved, by someone who spent 4 years finding its sharp edges inside a Discord bot. Writing a fresh one would have been slower, worse, and a matter of pride rather than engineering. The fair objection, made well by one reviewer on the 15th of August, is that every user pays the complexity of everything being a plugin so that a few people can hot swap the loop. That lands, and it is the strongest thing anyone has said against this design. It is also a developer preview whose own README warns, in capitals, that compatibility breaking changes are coming, with the issue tracker switched off, so the tidy 0 on that repository card is a setting, rather than a score. Knowing all of that, I would still take the trade. Which leaves the question I cannot answer for you. If the kernel is borrowed, the plugin list is open, and the bridges to your competitors ship in the box, then which part of a harness is actually the moat? Whatever your answer is, it is not the plugin system, and that has been true for 4 years while the ecosystem looked straight past it.